All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the final 2025 edition of the Rock and Roll Geezer Show. Yeah, that's right. We got ourselves through another year here of talking about rock news. And tonight we're going to sort of review what we've learned this year. Good stuff like that. I'm your host, Murph, and going to get, of course, help from my co host, Doc Box, up there. It's been quite a wild year, Doc. What do you think?
Yeah, just kind of going back and everything, getting preparing for the show. You kind of revisiting a lot of the stories and forget some of them. Some of them we've done a lot, man. We do what 8 stories a week or whatever, 7, 8 stories a week. So
A
yeah,
lot of rock. Yeah,
we've done
yeah.
hundreds and hundreds of them. So kind of today, we'll go over to some of the biggest and the goofiest and the whatever, and hopefully it'll jog some of your folks' memories that've been watching this all year and remember some of these stories along with us. But yeah, the biggest story, obviously, of the year. The T-shirt I got for Christmas, the
Ah,
the Ozzy. That's the story of the year. The Back to the Beginning show.
yeah, there it is right there, back to the beginning. That was huge, humongous. Of course, we covered that extensively, as did everybody. That was quite the bang. Ozzy's last banger, man, and but just who's who of music, basically. As you can even see behind me, there are some of the folks. I mean, it was just a really epic event. I rented it, we watched it, and man, it was really impressive. Of course, Ozzy struggled. We all knew that was going to happen, but just the fact that this got put together and he got to play one last time was very, very cool, man. And wow, I'm glad we did watch it. That was some
Yeah, I'm
cool
glad we
stuff
got
there.
to watch it, man. Definitely the concert of the year. And yeah, you think about it, it was all put together and put out there in relatively short period of time. They thought about it. When they started coming out with it, it was like in April or something, and then March
Like
maybe.
mid-year, yeah.
Yeah. And then July 5th, they had the big show, and yeah, the whole name, the who's who, like you said, the who's who of a hard rock for sure.
Wow,
And we've talked about all the stuff afterwards, and how much money was made or not made,
not
and
made.
yeah. And but the one thing that about this, remember at the time there was a story where Sharon had kicked one of the bands off
Right, yeah.
off the bill,
Did we ever
and
find out?
we never found out. That's what they said.
Ah,
I knew we never would. We never have, and we
I'll
never
be.
will.
I forgot all
Yeah,
about that.
exactly. It was kind of like after
That's what she
Ozzy
wanted.
died shortly afterwards, then that kind of took over anything
Yeah,
you talk
yeah,
about Ozzy. So
and yeah, yeah. But that was a big tease line going on for quite a while there. Who
right.
was it? Who is it? And but it was a good time, and like uh, uh, the amount of money made varied widely, and geez, we'll see. What was it? First off, 190 million, and then they went down to
Well,
10
yeah.
million, or
Well, yeah, on the weekend of the show, Tom Morello, who was the musical director, he was kind
uh
of like putting the whole thing together. So he came out with a figure of 190 million, and at that time, that was like Sunday night, man. It was like Monday morning or something. It was like right after it happened. And Sherry came out and said, "Oh, slow your roll a little bit, put the brakes on. We
slow
don't,
your roll.
we
Yeah.
yeah, we don't know what the amount's going to be yet. A lot of figures got to come in, and it all seemed very reasonable. And then yeah, we reported not too long ago, a month or so ago, that
A month ago, yeah, 10
yeah,
million.
Sherry come out and say 11 million, 11
11
million. So
million.
after expenses, yeah,
Boy, that's some serious expenses.
that's some serious expenses,
Oh
man.
my goodness gracious. 10 million, and we talked about the math, and the math just doesn't add up. But who knows? Expenses, like you say, I don't know. I don't,
All the bands were there for free. You didn't pay any of the band. You just paid for their airfare there and back.
I don't
Maybe a
know, man.
hotel room or something. But yeah,
I don't know. Okay, well, if they made 10 million, that's better than zero. Considering it went to quality charities and whatnot. So more power to them on that one. But yeah, and then of course, the big the big shebang of the year, man, was the man, the myth, the legend, Ozmeister, man. He checked out shortly after the concert. Boy, did that hit like just a tsunami, man, in the music
Right.
world. That was really something, and then we find out just how, I found out, I read an article or so about, just how poor a shape he was in beforehand, and just the miracle that it was even able to get up there. So, yeah, and then so now there's a lot of regret. Zach didn't get to say bye one last time, or there's a whole bunch of musicians that wish they would have had one
You
last
know,
time.
yeah, but yeah, I got to say though, that's a hell of a way to go out, man. I don't think you can ask for a better way to go out, and yeah, to have these little things that I wish I would have said, or wish no, that's Mox Nix, man. That doesn't mean anything. So it's
That was the perfect way. That, if you're gonna
yeah,
go,
yeah,
made a whole bunch of money for some charities on the way out, and my goodness, man, the big guy's gonna appreciate that upstairs, man. So, and he always reflect. I saw a reflection. He said, yeah, I look back at what I did, and I was, it was just so horrible. He eventually he realized just how he was too much of a wild man, and he had to settle down. But in the later years, yeah, he was just,
I mean, isn't that always the case? I mean, even regular guys like us, I'm sure we have
oh,
regrets where we wish we would have settled down a little
oh,
sooner or whatever. But that's life. That's why we got stories now. That's
that's
how it
what the
works, man.
people say. Yeah, you're
Uh,
shot down on
in
I don't
April,
know, April. Come back in May or whatever.
yeah,
Shame on me for not knowing that song.
right
Anyway,
high in April, shot down in May.
May,
Yeah,
there you go. Shot down in flames. Yeah, so yeah, that was a big one. That hit really hard, and we lost a lot of cool
yeah,
people
we lost a few
this
really
year,
big
man.
ones, and yeah, yeah,
Gosh Almighty, yeah, yeah, pretty big in memoriam going on this year. It really sucks, man. We're starting right out. Good old Garth Hudson, folks. He was the last remaining living member
that's
of
right.
the
Yeah,
band, correct? Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. He was the last one. Yeah,
Doggone it, yeah. Boy, they were so cool, so good, so down to earth, and just great players all around. And what a shame, man.
well, of course, famously, Clapton wanted to be in the band. If people remember, Eric Clapton wanted to be in the band, and they're like, no, no, we got our band. So, but
Wow. I'll be darned. Yeah, yeah. And number two, who I saw just the other night on TV, in the movie Scrooged with Bill Murray. Yeah, he played the taxi driver. That would be none other than David Johansen. What a quirky dude he was. The first time I paid attention to him was obviously with the New York Dolls, and then he got into that Buster Poindexter thing,
right.
and that was bizarre, because he had that voice that just fit right in with his goofy character. And yeah, I don't know if he did much acting, but sure dug him in Scrooge. That was a really, really good role, he
Yeah,
done
yeah.
it. He
Obviously,
did it
with the New
well.
York Dolls, he kind of had a solo career for a while, and then had that little offshoot of Buster Poindexter, man. Just
That
a
was
short
so.
period there in the '80s where he was that person, that persona, and yeah, he if you remember right, he was kind of went out in a rough way, man. He kind of was
Yeah.
suffering there for a while at the end, and there was a lot of GoFundMe type stuff going on and
Oh,
everything.
okay.
But
What a
yeah,
shame that has to
yeah,
happen. Jiminy Creepers. It just, boy. But yeah, he was good, you know. And then next up, legendary guitarist with, oh boy, both Winter Brothers. He's played with both of the Winter Brothers. Rick Derringer started his career with Hang On Sloopy. Yeah,
the
hang
McCoys,
on,
yeah,
Sloopy, Sloopy, hang on. Yeah, that was him. He was like 16 or something. He was real young
right.
back then. Yeah, it was one of my guitar heroes growing up. I got one of his live albums, one of his early live albums, and I believe Johnny Winter's on that one. He steps in and say hi or something. I can't remember. They all get intertwined, all them players.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, yeah, he was definitely an axe slinger, and
Rock and roll hoochie coo, man.
oh yeah, what a great song. And then he wrote that goofy song. What was it called? Hulk Hogan used to use it when he would come into the ring.
Oh
Uh,
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah, yeah.
real
All American something. Yeah,
American
yeah.
Fighting for the rights of every man. It was just the weirdest song, but I forgive him on that because he is Rick Derringer. His last name is actually close to Derringer. It's he didn't have to change much of his actual name to make
Okay.
it Derringer. So good for him. I love how people change. They'll change their names, just to make it
Oh,
sound
sure.
cooler. Rock stars, actors, all that stuff. Coming up next, oh geez, we saw this guy right at the end of his performing career, and he struggled all night long, and it was just a really good heartfelt night, and that would be Brian Wilson with the Beach Boys, and yeah, he yeah, it was his last tour we saw him on, and he didn't do much, but just being in the presence of him, saying goodbye, basically the whole city of Chicago saying goodbye, and just the great music. Oh, I don't, I can't
Yeah,
talk
we've
about
talked
it.
about it a few times. Yeah, I know we've talked about it. I don't know, umpteen times, man. It was a great experience, man. Just seeing him, and like I say, he didn't
Ah,
do too much, but then I wouldn't say exactly belted out, but he sang "God Only Knows," and
and
man, it was
boy,
just
crowd gave him
the the
everything.
the,
Oh,
the
mm,
yeah, the very natural standing ovation. It was just one of those
ah,
goosebumps moments, and
beautiful.
yeah,
Yeah.
we lost one of the great geniuses, man, for sure.
Oh yeah, yeah. I was reading about Pet Sounds, and who played bass on Pet Sounds?
Probably Carol Kay.
Carol Kay. Isn't that something? Gosh,
Yeah.
she was amazing. Yeah, yeah, she was everywhere, everywhere. Yeah, yeah, yeah. She played bass on Pet
Rick
Sounds.
Derringer's real name, Richard Dean Zeringer.
Zeringer, see, close.
Yeah, so just swapped the D in the middle name for the Z, basically, and there you
Boom, there he is, man. Yeah, yeah. So boom, yeah, Brian Wilson. Rest in peace, man. The great music. Gosh, the memories growing up to the Beach Boys. I just,
And
uh,
I'm not a big Beach Boys fan. I
yeah.
rarely sit and listen to the Beach Boys, but even if you don't, the the music that they've influenced,
Mm.
you've enjoyed. So I mean, just the fact that he was there and what he did and what he influenced, it's so far reaching. It's just he's one of those guys.
Yes, he is
Music
indeed.
would not be the same without him. That's
Oh,
for sure.
pardon me. Anyway. Wow. Next up, Mick Ralphs. Ah, great guitarist, Jiminy Creepers. What is it, Mata Hoople,
Bad Company.
Bad Company, jeez, all them great riffs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he had just gotten the word. I guess he got the word they're going into Hall of Fame, but didn't make it to the ceremony. So
Ah,
that's happened a few times, man. That happened with MC5, Wayne Kramer. That happened.
Brother Wayne
Oh
Kramer,
gosh,
yeah.
there's been at least one or two other ones where they get the word and just don't make it to the ceremony. Well,
Ah,
Ace Frehley. There's another one.
yeah,
Well,
the
no, Ace
Kennedy
did Kennedy
Kennedy
honors,
Center,
but yeah,
Kennedy
Hall of
Honors.
Fame. Yeah, he made the Hall of Fame, but yeah,
Yeah, or the
but
Kennedy Trump Center, whatever the hell. Who
right.
cares? Who cares? Jeez.
But
Now there's
yeah, Mick
people
Rouse, man,
canceling.
definitely
Jeez, crazy. Mick
a
Ralph's
staple of '70s classic rock for sure. Man.
damn right, man. Doggone right. Next up, Terry Reed. Terry
Remember
Reed.
Terry Reed? He was the original choice for to be in Led Zeppelin, and he was called
Oh, right.
Super Lungs.
He got passed recently, like 3 months
Yeah,
or
yeah,
something
well,
ago.
yeah,
Yeah.
he was called Super Lungs. He was
Right,
the
right.
guy that belted it out, and he was doing another project and skipped Led Zeppelin to do whatever that was.
Oh, damn
And
it.
but he recommended Robert Plant, so we got
Wow.
that.
Boy.
So and then yeah, he passed this year. So
Ay, caramba, man. Ay,
bit of
caramba,
a
dude.
footnote in rock and roll history, but
Good
yeah,
call.
nonetheless,
Good
yeah.
foot. Good note, brother. Brent Hines next up. Mastodon member who quit the band and then passed shortly after, I believe, from a motorcycle accident.
Yeah. We
Yeah,
just talked about
jeez.
he was just in the news about the drama going on with the band,
Right.
and then it seemed like 2 weeks later, yeah, we were reporting he died in a motorcycle
Yeah,
accident,
going a little
and
too
then
fast. Yeah.
Yeah, and a couple of weeks later, yeah, we learned that it was his fault, I guess. Yeah, so he
Yeah,
was going too fast for
doggone it.
commission. So
Dadgummit, these guys and their fancy machines and whatnot. Yeah, yeah. But anyway, yeah. Next up, Mark Volman, Flo and Eddie. Yeah, I grew up. Obviously, I grew up in the '60s, so I heard a lot of Turtles music all my life, coming through the WLS, WCFL, AM radio stations, the
Happy
bands.
Together is still used heavily in commercials and
Oh
in
yeah,
TV shows. I mean, heavily. I mean, you hear it on a regular basis still. It's 60 years later, we're coming up on. So,
man. Oh man, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. But yeah, this great music. I got their best hits. I just love it all. They're great folks. And Flo, he was the goofy one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, the clown. Yeah, I remember seeing him on like
Flo, which is short for fluorescent
fluorescent
leech.
leech. Okay,
Leech.
correct.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
remember seeing him once on I was probably Ed Sullivan, one of those shows, and he had this just huge bow tie. Just real
Oh,
punk.
right. Yeah.
Yeah,
Polka dot. Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
yeah. So rest in peace, fluorescent leech. Rest in peace, fluorescent leech. Yeah, close enough, man. Yeah, okay. Anyway, moving on. John Lodge. Yeah. I don't know about this band, man. Okay, they were good for what they did. Moody Blues. They definitely had a style, and well, actually, back in the '70s, we did enjoy it more than I probably would now because it was just too laid back for me nowadays. But back then in the '70s, we liked laid back, so I probably dig it more then. But gosh, they had a bunch of great albums. Every Good Boy Deserves Favor. Oh,
Search of the Lost Chord.
Church of the Lost Chord, absolutely, yes, yes,
Uh,
and just I heard a lot of that, through friends and everything growing up, and it was cool. And then they had that stupid song in probably the '80s or whatever, "Beyond Your Wildest Dreams." You remember that
that was
one?
probably their
It's the
biggest
biggest hit.
charting song. Yeah,
Yeah,
probably.
but
Yeah.
the premise of the video was so stupid. Near the end, when he sees his long lost girlfriend, and there's a bunch of fans between them, and he can't stop from being pushed out the door to and he's leaving her behind. Hey, no, 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 no! You tell your bodyguard, hey, that gal over there that I love and I want back, you go get her. And no, 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 they separate. I always bugged me. That bugged me almost as much as that one video with Eddie
But
Money.
that's not very theatrical though.
Well, you're right though. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
he still can't have her after all these years. She comes to
uh,
see him in concert, and she still can't get close to him. Yeah, right. God, what was that? Ronnie Spector and that one Eddie Money
oh,
video when
sure.
Ronnie,
Yeah.
yeah, and she puts her cigarette out on the carpet. That just bugged me to this day, brother. It bugs me to this
That's so
day.
damn disrespectful, man.
Yeah, my gosh, you ruined the carpet.
That's just
Jeez.
bad manners, man.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, gosh. But anyway, yeah, yeah. John Lodge. And next up, boom, Ace, the spaceman. Yeah. Boy, that hit harder than I expected it to. I thought he was like a footnote, but man, when he passed, Ace Frehley, gee, many creepers. I saw a lot of talk. A lot of people saying how he's the reason I
Right? Sure.
started
Yeah.
playing. Blah. I mean, so boy,
Well, like I
the
said, he
impact.
was kind of like in between generations there, in between the Jimmy Pages and Jeff Becks and those guys, Clapton's, and then before Eddie Van Halen, that 6 year gap there or so was Ace, man.
Wow.
He was the guy
Yeah,
that influenced guys at that age, and you know, so
yeah, yeah. And boy, did he! I guess, man, oh man, what a tragedy that was. And apparently, I keep hearing different accounts of what happened. A minor fall. Well. Well, it could happen. A minor fall. You hit the
yeah,
noggin,
at that
even if it's
age, I don't know if
minor.
there's such a thing as a
Yeah.
minor fall, really.
Good.
Yeah.
Oh, good call, man. Yeah, yeah, I couldn't handle a minor fall. Cripes. I'm getting to that age. God, did that suck or what?
Right.
Better be careful, Sonny. One of these days I'll get myself a pimp cane I can walk around with a pimp cane. I was looking them up on eBay the other day just to see what
Go
kind
get
of
one
pimp cane.
with the three little suction things on the bottom. You're gonna get one of those. Yeah,
With a pimp
right.
top, and one of those three suction.
You know,
Hey, that's a moneymaker, brother. Yeah, that's how
hey,
we'll make our fortune.
in the icy conditions of Chicagoland, sure, man. Yeah, something, man.
Pimp canes for elderlies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why have regular canes? You know, and pimp out your canes with pimp canes. God, that's a great idea.
Let's notify Shark Tank. We're coming.
Pimp canes. Oh, for the elderly. Yeah. Last up, though, I don't know how we got off in that tangent, but last up on our all right, in memoriam, oh, legendary Steve Cropper.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Well, he joined his brother Duck Dunn, man. They're up there jamming the blues, brother. Wow. Yeah, yeah. Steve Cropper, Sam and Dave, and just
Otis Redding, all all that Memphis stuff, all the stuff out
oh
of Memphis, yeah, in
gosh,
the '60s, yeah, yeah, all the
amazing.
Stax Soul stuff, yeah, that's
You know, and
all
people
those
may not
guys.
even know all that early stuff about him, but they surely know him from the Blues Brothers movies and
Yeah,
the
right.
playing and whatnot. So yeah, he was the guitarist on the Blues Brothers, and boy, oh boy, very cool, very cool. But yeah, so Jiminy Creepers, that's a big that sucks, man. It's a lot of good people gone this year, and what the hell, it is what it is. But let's move this sucker
Yeah,
on. Get away from the downers, man, and move into the concert scene. We got some concert tours coming up, by golly, that we got to discuss a little bit here. Now, last year, I think was Oasis the big tour. Was that the big one, or
yeah,
was it?
yeah, it was definitely the big. Yeah,
Was it?
well, Coldplay was a big one. We don't talk about them too much, but yeah, Oasis was the big tour of the year, and we talked about that from when it was just being rumored about, and then it came to be, and
Yeah.
we were always wondering how long would it last? Because remember at first they just announced a handful of shows. I think it was like 6 shows, and Rush did a similar thing. But
Mm-hmm.
Rush took it to a whole nother level. But yeah, they just announced
Right.
like 6 shows. Oh, we'll see how it goes. And the brothers seem to be getting along, and they
Well,
kind of
at
had
this
full
age, yeah, they
tour. So
probably realize, enough of this crap. What do we?
yeah,
Who's fighting and what fall? And,
but,
so yeah, and then make a boatload of money. And I'm not into their music, but boy, I've seen some of the reactions, and people were just out of their minds.
yeah, there was a
So
lot of news. Remember when the tickets went on sale, and there was a lot of I don't know
a lot
discombobulation
of
going on. Yeah,
brouhaha, a
yeah,
lot of
brouhaha. Yeah,
brouhaha.
indeed. Yeah,
Oh yeah, okay. And then the Sex Pistols with Frank Carter. Yeah, they were out on tour for a while, and then yeah. Oh, they screwed you, didn't
they
they?
screwed me, man. I had
Tell me
tickets to
about it.
see him at the Concord Music Hall, and they backed out, man. So yeah, Steve Jones broke his wrist, I think, right? And
Yeah, right,
they
right,
called him
yeah.
out the show. So it sounds like they're going to do something. They're going to come back around. Hopefully, I'm sure they'll come back around to Chicago. It just never
Well, at
happened.
that point, yeah.
But
Did they refund you, or did they just postpone?
no, 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 no. It was canceled. I got my
Oh,
money.
okay, all right.
And
That's a
last I
bummer.
heard is they're working on new music even. So I don't know that we need new Sex Pistols music, but
God save the
if
king. They got
that's what we need to spark a tour, hey, whatever. I'm down with
okay.
it.
Yeah, yeah. They got to do what you got to do, man. Yeah, yeah. So, and also the Stones. Stones announced that they're tired. you know, Keith is finally tired, man. The Kiefer has had enough. He doesn't want to do it anymore, and that was the main reason why they canceled, I believe.
Yeah.
Was Keith said, "Man, I just what, 80 years old or whatever.
Because Mick's still, ball of energy, man. He's
Let's
still
go,
ready to
yeah.
go. Yeah, he's still
Oh,
the,
ready to duck walk across the stage
yeah,
and shit. And but nah, Keith, we're lucky to have him. But I can totally understand at that age having to deal with a tour, having to move, new this, new town, new this, new that. No, like me, I want to sit in my recliner, man. I don't want to go on it, so I can't blame him. I'm sure we've probably seen the last of the Stones. Obviously, we've seen the last tour of the Stones, I'm sure. And at some point, they're gonna start peeling off too, man. Everybody's getting old, so we'll see how that goes with that. But yeah, that's it for the Stones. And no Nirvana. What's up with that, man? Talk to
Yeah,
me.
if you remember earlier in the year, there was some heavy rumors that they were going to put something together, and there was going to be a female singer, and they were talking about it. It could be Dave Grohl's daughter, Violet, and it was all kinds of. I mean, it sounded like it was going to happen. I mean, it really, sounded. And this leads into something else too. I want to touch on.
Uh-oh.
Man, we have to go through so much crap getting these articles, man. So much, especially
Oh,
now there's AI. It's bonkers. And yeah, the best thing to do is your advice is just look at the source and stay with the dependable
competent
sources.
sources, yes.
And yeah, every once in a while you'll see that glittery headline, but it's crap. It's at
You
99%
just
of the
look at
time
the
it's
source,
crap.
yeah.
But no,
We
these were
trust.
all but this is all dependable sources and
Yeah,
everything.
we
But
like blabbermouth, enemy,
yeah,
rock celebrities. Those the sites like that.
Ultimate Classic
We
Rock.
really
That's all.
trust.
Yeah.
Yeah, UCR. Yeah, so we trust them, and they really. I don't think they've ever been wrong to us. We just got
No, none of our tried and trues have ever. Yeah, we've never had
no,
a problem
no.
with
So
that. But
God bless them,
other
man.
than something like this where there's heavy rumors, I mean, nobody actually came out and said it's going
Sure,
to happen.
right.
But yeah, it definitely sounded like it was going to happen, but it was not to be. So Foo
Nope,
Fighters
nope.
back out there. They got their new drummer. So I guess
Yeah,
Dave's going
yeah.
to focus on that. But
Good
yeah,
deal.
that was kind of a little tease we had there earlier in the year.
Then of course
And of course, yeah. Well, go
one of
right ahead.
yeah, well, one of the big ones, Rush. Rush
Yeah.
coming back. That's like the main headline of the year, concert wise, is the return of Rush. So that'll be wild. And we were excited until we saw the price of tickets. And
Yeah.
I'm just a poor boy, though my story's seldom told. But, you know, so yeah, I just can't afford it. But good for them. They'll probably sell out every show. I'm sure, make a ton of money. Got the
Oh,
new
yeah.
drummer. Oh gosh, I want to say Lillian Gish, but it's wrong.
Annika Nillis, I believe
Nillis,
her
right?
name is. Yes, Annika Nillis.
Oh man. Well, good for them though. I'm sure she'll do fine, man. Like I said, seen a lot of videos of her, and yeah, she'll be able to do quite honestly anything that they tell her to do. So good for them. We'll see how Rush does. I can't remember when they're starting touring, but they'll get out there.
And before we get off of the tours, I'd be remiss if we didn't mention the tour nobody asked for, whether you want it or not. Foreigners back out there again. And of
No.
course, we talked about how they're back out there with Leonard Skinner, and it's the no original members tour.
Members tour.
Yeah, it's
Wow.
just yeah.
Again, going with our philosophy that people at this point don't even give a shit about who's playing the music. They just want to
No.
hear the music the way they remember it, and they grew up with and everything.
As our buddy Eddie Trunk so eloquently put it, is brand over band. I
Yeah.
think that's a great way to put it. And
Yeah. Well, he's spot on, man. The
yeah,
trunkster is spot on.
no, not usually, but that time he
Well,
is.
no, he got that one, man, for sure. So yeah, foreigners coming back out, of course. But at the same time, what are these musicians supposed to do? So they'll come out. I'm surprised they ain't playing with Styx. Styx is another one of those bands. Even though there's original members, we have that.
Yeah,
But what else are they gonna
they're
do? So
fading. They're like any band that's still got a one or two. They're fading quick. So
yeah,
I guess see it while you can. Yeah,
yeah, absolutely. And geez, yeah, been a crazy year. We've had some interesting characters show up on our feeds, and oh boy, the one guy we talked about a lot would be this guy here. Look at that, he's terrorizing some fan at a show. That would be
I
Dave.
believe that's what he's.
He
Is that what he's?
crying.
That's what he proposed to his wife there, I think, right?
Oh God, probably. Jeez,
Yeah.
what a horrible thing to do right there. Oh, yeah, jeez.
And of course, it has to be on stage. It has to
Yeah,
be.
I
Of
wish he
course,
would have turned him down. That would
right?
have been and go storming off the stage.
Running
Then
off
he's got
into the
real
stairs.
reason
Yeah.
to cry. Those crocodile tears. Yeah. I'm so mean. I know, like that one guy who commented on one of our shows said, "Oh, you're so negative and everything." Well, yeah, I'm a curmudgeon. I'm a geezer. I'm gonna be obnoxious. Damn it. So yeah, she should have said no and go screaming off the stage, and then maybe
Yep.
sue him for the embarrassment. No, no. I just,
Get those goofy things out of your chin.
that was so whack. Yeah, and another guy we talked about a lot, this cat here, Billy Corgan. Billy Corgan,
He
yeah.
had a pretty busy year, man. He has the new podcast. It's very popular. I've caught quite a few episodes of that.
Ah,
He had his tea cafe or whatever running through
yeah,
twice where
car ran
somebody's
into that. Yeah,
car drove through there twice.
they
He had
love his cafe.
the Smashing Pumpkins opera he had in Chicago. He had that going on. So yeah,
Billy
he's had a
Billy.
pretty busy year. We talked about quite a
He
quite a
pops
bit
up a
about him.
lot too, and
Yeah.
other things all over the place. He
Yeah, he was
pops up.
part of the Back to the Beginning thing.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
all over the place. Yeah.
So good for him, man. Stay busy, dude. Stay busy, recurring character. And we got these new clowns. I don't know. Well, I guess you can call them clowns. This guy, Bob Villain. You know, the only thing I like about him is he's got the same kind of build as me.
Got the same trainer, huh?
Yeah. But yeah,
Yeah, we've talked a lot about music and politics, kind of
ugh,
intertwining, and he was kind of
yeah,
the poster child for that this year, and a
yeah,
lot
he
of
got a lot of
vile
crap.
and vulgar things to say at different festivals, and end up getting banned from several festivals and getting banned from the United States. Right, he's not allowed
Yeah,
over
yeah, he
here.
wasn't allowed over
So,
here too.
so
And it's all Israel, and one of these days I may educate myself on actually what all the shit is that's going on
I've
over
tried
there.
to, but it's tough.
It's
That's a
so
tough one,
complex,
dude.
huh?
It is. It's so complex, man.
Gosh almighty.
But
Wow.
yeah, we had him, and we had those Irish guys, Kneecap.
Oh, here they are right here, brother.
Oh, you got
Good
Kneecap there.
segue.
All right.
Kneecap, there he is. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're Irish and God, okay, there we go. My leg. I'll pull a hammy. Oh, there we go. God dang it. A hammy wants to
Crap.
pull. Cramp, yeah. When I put my leg way back, my right hammy wants to cramp up. So let me straighten that sucker out. But yeah, these cats, I believe they're Irish and they're pissed off. And quite honestly, I think all of Ireland and Scotland are pissed off right now. And we'll just leave it at that 'cause I'm not going to go into the politics of it. But yeah, these guys are rabble rousers, man. Rabble
Yeah, they've
rousers.
had a lot of the same kind of situations like Bob Villain, where they've kind of shot off their mouth at festivals and then get disinvited from the next festival, and
And I didn't
but
want to. Whoa.
but yeah, but their names out there, and even guys like us are talking about them. So
Good call. Yeah.
I think oh gosh, Roger Waters, I think, has kind of been in their corner a little bit. I think Sharon's kind of dissed them, so they've been on the lips of quite a few folks.
Yeah. Well, I'll see what happens because Ireland's really in revolt right now. So people are over there pissed off. Yeah. Here's a cat. Here's another one of our newer faces. Young blood. Young blood. Supposedly one of the new stars of rock and roll who appeared with Aerosmith, I believe, at the Back to the Beginning concert. Right?
Yeah, he did
Yeah.
that. The cover, yeah, and on a few events since then. So yeah, he got kind of made a name for himself at the Back to the Beginning show, doing a cover of Changes, and that was kind of
Right.
the song of the show, I guess. That cat's behind me,
That's
goofy
fine.
cat. But yeah, since then, boy, he's taken that moment and milked it for wherever it's worth, man. He's been all over, been on Howard Stern, and making the rounds and just kind of trying to get out there. And God bless them. I mean, we definitely use more rock and roll guys. So, whether you
Yeah.
like them or not, it's still rock and roll.
See what
So,
happens. Yeah, yeah. He's part of the new blood, new young blood, oh,
yeah.
if you will. But yeah, so we'll see. That's a new year and them guys. Now, here we go. We got to pick our four biggest stories of 2025. Boy, Doc, jeez, where do you start?
We don't know what these are. We each picked our four favorite or ones that stuck with us the most. I don't know how you want to put it, but
right.
so we haven't shared these with each other, so they could be all exactly the same for all I know, but I hope not. But
Well, obviously, you want me to go first on all
go
four
first.
of them, or?
We'll do one at a time. Yeah.
Well, of course, the biggest story to me, being a musician, was the Back to the Beginning concert. That was, you don't see stuff like that very often. That many musicians coming together and kicking ass for it just, yeah, that, in terms of the concerts, that was the biggie for the whole freaking year. That was a year's worth of concerts in one day.
Right.
That's my
No,
pick.
I was thinking more, not so much the biggest ones but ones that stuck was like the one I remember was the lady that tried to sell Graceland. Remember that lady? And
That was so crazy.
she was arrested for fraud. I
Or
guess
was
she
that
put
something?
out there. Yeah, she put out there that when Lisa Marie died, she had signed it over as collateral on a loan, and somehow I guess had foreclosed on a loan. So now this lady had the rights to Graceland and was trying to auction it off, man. So yeah, that story.
Wow.
I remember that one. That was pretty
Wow,
good.
good call, Doc. Yeah. Well, see, the problem, being a musician, my stories are all going to be centered around music, where you have more sensible stuff about stuff we talked about all year. Yeah, that was a whack story. My God, to think that she was actually thought she could get away with, I'm going to own Graceland.
Yeah,
What?
it's like that guy back 100 years ago selling the Brooklyn Bridge all the time and shit. And I was like, the same.
Okay, and who's the lawyer who she found? Yeah, honey, come on, we're gonna go get
Right?
Graceland. We'll just throw Elvis's remains out on the lawn for the dogs to scrap. Oh, caramba, man. Anyway, well, being a musician, I gotta say, having grown up with Sabbath right from the beginning, right from the very beginning, man. The first time I enjoyed '70s alteration was a night of we just listened to nothing but Black Sabbath one all night long while I was altered, if you will. I guess you could call it that. The '70s. But it's got to be the death of Ozzy. That was a monumental situation in the world of rock and roll. I mean, my gosh, just still wow.
Yeah, I can't think of when there's been a bigger death. I mean, I guess Cobain maybe is an obvious one, but yeah, or Lennon or something. But you got to go back a while, man. I mean, the one
Oh
that
yeah,
had that
Lennon.
much
Lennon
impact.
would
Yeah,
be there. I mean, Ozzy
yeah, yeah,
really, obviously not the same genres or whatnot, but the same impact. My
yeah. Just
gosh.
yeah, as far as you heard it everywhere. I mean, every walk of life they brought it up, and all the accolades and everything that have come up. Naming
Oh,
airports after him and naming everything else after him. So yeah, I mean,
I mean, yeah, and the especially like the first four or five albums were just part of my growing up DNA. I mean, Volume 4, Masters of Reality. I mean,
a lot of people say the
boom.
first five, but what about Sabotage, man? What's wrong with Sabotage, man?
That's
That
true.
was
That's
number
true.
six, and
Okay, yeah, I
even
got I got
Technical Ecstasy
Sabotage.
and Never Say Die. Even those,
I do
great
have
albums.
Sabotage, yeah, up to that
Yeah.
point. But boy, what a
All right.
monumental
My
thing.
other story that I remember was the story of Dwayne Rosado. You may remember he was the fan that paid $12,500 to be Gene Simmons' roadie. They said it was worth every penny. So
What a dope. What, what a dope. Really? I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. Okay,
yeah, a lot
well,
of people had a lot of fun with that for a while about Gene just But oh gosh, you see all the different memes about oh gosh, I can't even think of them now. But where Gene met somebody or whatever and
Oh,
charged
yeah,
them for a meet and greet. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Gene, had an operation in the hospital and
right, right.
charged the nurse
Yep, right.
$1,200 for a meet
For
and
the meet and
greet.
greet, yeah.
Well, my number three. I know I'm a boring musician, but the death of Ace Frehley just shocked the shit out of me. The not the impact, but the the way everybody responded was it just
Right,
blew me. I
right.
thought he was a has been down in just basically. And before he passed, though, I was watching videos of him performing, and it was sad. And
Right.
so I thought, I mean, this guy's in the gutter now, and then he dies, and all of a sudden, the whole freaking boom, internet explodes with all these people. And it just, my gosh, he deserved a lot better, quite honestly. But we carve our own path, man. He probably made some decisions he regretted. I don't know if he wish he would have still been in Kiss. I don't know. Maybe it was.
Well, I think there's definitely some regrets because he talked about it right up to the end, and how they screwed him here and how he did
Gosh.
this and didn't get credit for that, and so yeah, I think there's definitely sour grapes, up all the way up to the end. So yeah, you're right, he deserved better. So
Yep.
my next one we touched on a little bit earlier, young lady Carol Kay rejected being in the Hall of Fame. I found that quite intriguing how she rejected being
10
in the Hall of Fame.
10,000 songs
Yeah, she
that she
got
was on.
elected in on one of the side little categories or whatever, and says no, it's about a team effort, and
Yeah.
she rejected the honor. So I don't know, it
But
stood
still,
out to me a little bit. Yeah,
that's
well,
integrity.
especially being her. I mean, we talk about
Yeah.
her all the time.
Yeah. Especially being her. She's been, yeah, she's been on so many songs that everybody's heard their whole life. So many. And they have no idea. But yeah, she's part of the musical fabric of our lives, man. So and she turned it down. Balls to the wall right there. I don't
Just I
need
I
your
just being
yeah.
yeah. Well, just she's just being humble too. She's hey, it was my job. Yeah, I played on all these great records, but it was a team effort, and
Oh yeah, yeah.
so
Fucking
God
A.
bless her, man.
Anyway, my number four is we talked about a little bit throughout the year, but that is going to be it's the influence of AI on music, and I think we're
Good
screwed,
call,
man.
man.
We're
I was
screwed.
hoping you'd bring that up.
I think we're
Yeah.
screwed, man. Jeez. And it's, the problem is AI. The making of videos and what it's just going to get better and better and better. So, and
Right.
I'm not just worried about I'm worried about our my grandkids and whatnot, growing up not being able to distinguish what's actually real or not. And that's wow. We always
Eh,
had absolutes growing up, dude. We knew right from
right.
wrong, good.
Right.
They're not. The AI is going to screw up everything, especially music.
And where are people going to be replaced? And it's a scary time, man, for
Oh
sure.
man.
And
So
that,
I'm not hip on AI. I think we should have. I think our development should have stopped at the flip phone and the LP. Yeah,
all
that's where we should have stopped right there.
right.
Yep.
My last story that stuck with me. I was hoping we heard more about the story. We only talked about it 1 week, but Smokey Robinson.
Yeah.
That was a very disturbing story. People may remember where he had some sexual allegations where he had a series of maids and housekeepers and stuff where he sexually abused over the years, and even at a very ripe age. I mean, into his 70s, man, and there was a lot more. I can't even think of all off the top of my head right now, but that was a very disturbing. Smokey Robinson, man. Come on, tracks of my tears, tears of a cloud.
Oh
But
man. Yeah.
yeah, that was
Yeah.
that one stuck with me. I thought about it because what we were doing, I remember. So, you think about stories during the week, but that one just like, oh my God, Smokey
Well, I
Robinson,
was thinking
seriously,
they were all, they were my girl. That's all I was
right?
thinking. They were my girl, my girl, my girl. So yeah, yeah. It's oh, the smokester, freaking a. What a year! What a year! I'm telling you, 2026 is going to be really interesting in all ways. But yeah, we'll see how Rush does. We'll see. I'm sure they'll kick ass on their tours. I mean, I have no doubt.
Oh
And
yeah.
so we'll see how that goes. But other than that, yeah, I've got some irons in the fire, and just bought a new guitar. Or just bought another guitar about
Yeah,
about
you
an hour
needed one,
ago.
Murph. I was going to talk to you about that. You need a couple
Well,
more.
yeah, I just keep buying guitars in my Flying V's in the shop, and I'm gonna have that back in a while. And I'm just being flooded with guitars. But see, that's what happens when the market's good. I can afford a few extras, the little extras. So yeah, I got some irons in the fire, man. It's a very cool thing. But bam, freaking A, man! 2026 right around the corner. It's the 30th today, so tomorrow will be New Year's Eve, and I look forward to. Uh, well, I'm sure I'll make it out to my recliner for the
Yeah.
evening celebration. Yeah, I'll make it out to my. You should stop by, man. We should stop by and indulge in some New Year's Eve cheer. If you're not doing anything. So,
You got your eggnog?
yeah, I never got off on that. I don't know. I don't get it.
Like,
It's like creepy.
I want to get drunk, but I might want to make pancakes. I don't know. What do I want to do with this shit, man?
Well, if you recall, Prince, when he would play basketball late at night after he'd get done, he'd make pancakes for the whole crew. So, according to Dave Chappelle. So there you go. But in any case, screw a year. 2025, goodbye. 2026 coming up, and man, oh man, could be a banger, brother. We'll see. But we'll see you next year, folks. Ha ha. Yeah, yeah. 2026 coming. So why don't you take us home, Doc, into the new year and beyond?
Yes, into 2026. Once again, thanks to everybody that's stuck by us and watched us all this time, or even been in and out, whatever. We appreciate the hell out of it. And
Mm-hmm.
hope you all have a very happy and healthy 2026. And continue watching this. We'll be doing something. We may be doing another channel just to kind of re-jump the algorithms, but that's down the line, man. We'll see how that works. But we'll see what, yeah, see what I got to believe AI is going to play a big part in this upcoming year. We'll be talking about that more. We'll be talking about tours more and all the wacky stories that come up. We'll be talking about them. So
Yep.
thanks again, everybody. And have a great rock and roll filled year. Yeah.
Yeah.